Hi everyone. So Prince got it right when he sang Party Over, Oops, Out of Time. He just was early by exactly 20 years. I'm sure a lot of people would like to be partying like it's 2019, but it's June of 2020 and there's no going back. Hi everyone, I'm Neil Wells, and I want to talk about the one thing that people need to do in terms of going forward. And in order to go forward, it's very important in this election year to be focusing on trying to get as many people who wouldn't vote, the less informed voters who would be leaning towards uh, getting rid of Trump if they just voted. And it's important to get them to the polls because I think after everything that has happened this year, if anyone is still committed to voting for Trump, there's nothing in this world that is going to change them. So it's important to increase turnout as much as possible. The only thing that I think could possibly turn these hardcore Trump voters is something that I just don't believe could ever happen, and it would be something akin to Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, is if there were the ghosts. So say a ghost from Election Day future came and visited upon these people, and the first one showed the ghost of Election Day future and showed what the world would be like if Trump wins a second term, and what our world would be, say, 4 years hence from now. And that seems like a very, very scary prospect that I, at this point, can't even possibly imagine. I think more interesting would be to be visited by the ghost of Election Day present, and this ghost would take the Trump voter to see all the misery that people who tend to vote for Trump, who live kind of cut off from people, and see the suffering that's going on, the suffering of people who don't have access to medical care, and people who are suffering from all the racial disparity in the country, and all the people suffering from the economic inequality that's going on, and people who are working so hard to try their best to get ahead in a system that really is working so hard against them. From my experience, when talking to people who are supportive of Trump, the one thing that they seem always so focused on is that they just don't want to give a handout to people who aren't working hard enough in their minds and expect to be taken care of by the government. Whereas, in my view, I think it's the reverse. I mean, people who are born into money or come from privilege. I mean, it's their already started bank accounts that are the entitlement that keeps rolling into them for them that they didn't earn, that's just there, whereas they're trying to keep other people cut off from having at least a fighting chance. So if there was a ghost of Election Day present, able to take them around to give them a real panorama of what is the truth, what is actually going on, and the intense misery of people trying really hard to do their best in a system that is working so hard against them, I think that might have some impact. One of the things, and then of course, finally being visited by the ghost of election days past. And I think this is the most interesting thing because this would be the ghost that would take these Trump voters into their childhoods and show and try to pinpoint those moments when they turn from being children who were open and innocent and willing to share to people who became hard for whatever reason, that developed this sense of entitlement and a need to be put themselves in a position that's better than other people, and this sense of elitism and the sense of xenophobia that comes upon them. Like, what alienate them? And if this ghost of elections day past could show them that, then possibly they could wake up from this experience and be changed. But as I said in the beginning, I don't believe in election day miracles. I don't believe in miracles at all. So what I'm advocating for is going for the advocating to get as much turnout as possible to be voting this coming November, because again, if it's June 2020, and if you haven't come to the realization that Trump has been a disaster for this country, then nothing of this earth is going to get you to see that. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.